Now we're heading into the cold season, we need some winter warming dishes to warm up our bellies. I'll be taking you on a tour around Chinatown to showcase you some of my favourite hot dishes that reminds me of Hong Kong.
The one dish that reminds me of home is a classic Chinese noodle soup. My mum would serve this all year round, but there's something about having it on a cold night in that makes it extra special, especially pairing it with a hot Hong Kong milk tea. Oh, so good. When I was visit back to Hong Kong, my grandparents would take me down to the food market every lunchtime so I could get a wonton noodle soup. I love visiting the food markets. Sitting on a stall with a cricket table covered with a plastic sheet is something you need to experience in Hong Kong. If I could summarise my eating habits in Hong Kong, a bowl of wonton noodle soup definitely makes it to the top 3. You really can't go wrong with a warm, comforting bowl of goodness.
I'm with the co-founder of Bun House today. We've got Zed with us and I'm going to be asking her a couple of questions. What is the inspiration behind Bun House?
It's one of my staple for when I was in school. It's something that, is very easily accessible in Hong Kong. It's almost a staple comfort in a lot of cha laos and tea houses in Hong Kong. But most importantly, it has always just been like a side gig. People would just order, one or two just to finish off their meal. And we always found that it's such an underrated, item. And we decided to just kind of bring it to become the star of the show, and then it has proven to be something that is very popular.
Could you give me a brief history about the buns from Hong Kong?
It's something that we enjoy for breakfast, mostly in the modern time. Actually, when I was little, we do also have something called ye cha, which we go out to have dim sum in the evening. And so it's really a product that is eaten all day.
I definitely agree. When I think of dim sum and buns, I could eat that all day. It doesn't matter what time it is, it's just comforting.
And we also see traditions like bao san, chen bao san, things like that, where it's celebrated because it represents so much comfort and unity and all that with in the Hong Kong community.
So why do you think these buns have been so popular within the British community?
I think that they're just very easy to understand as a food item. If you really think about it, it's like a closed sandwich that people could enjoy anywhere, anytime, however they want. I mean, we are very big on the takeaway as well, that people just kind of grab a bun and go and enjoy on the go. And we have 7 different fillings and with a very fluffy, slightly sweetened dough. So I think that the comfort, the easy accessibility of the product is what make it to be so popular.
We've got such a great menu. What would you say is the most underrated dish?
Bun-wise, I would say the lamb, because maybe people get kind of scared off because it's lamb, but it really is one of my favorite because we use lamb belly, fat, all the spices, cumin and everything that combined together is just a perfect bite for me personally.
So next time you're here, definitely try the lamb.
There is also salad ribs that we have. It's actually quite new on our menu, and it was a very old school Cantonese dish that you see in banquets and things like that. So I think it's something that definitely worth trying on the menu next time when you're here.
If you want to try some comforting buns and really great selection of dim sum dishes, definitely check out Bun House to give you a taste of Hong Kong.
I've picked out some of my favourite bites from Bun House: cheng fun, fishball skewers and a classic Hong Kong French toast. I really love the takeaway concept in Bun House. Reminds me of the street food market in Hong Kong, which is everywhere. On the sidewalk or near the station, you'll be tempted with something delicious. I do have a soft spot for the Hong Kong French toast. It's a childhood favourite of mine. Warm, fluffy fried bread smothered in butter, peanut butter and condensed milk. Everything combined is absolutely divine. Now moving on to their famous custard buns, I really recommend to try the squirty version because look at this. I have to show you in slow motion as well to really give the full effect. My dad will always naturally tick off custard buns for me at dim sum. I don't even have to ask because he knows how much I love it. As soon as it arrives, he always grabs one straight away for me to have and tells me to eat it whilst it's still hot. Buns are best eaten when it's steaming hot, perfect to have this season to warm up your body. Next, we're at Cafe TPT, serving up classic Hong Kong dishes. Whilst there are so many famous dishes, I've picked out a few must-haves. Sam Seal, which is free roast, Gong Chao Ngou Ho, beef hor fun, Kol Yok, braised pork with salted vegetables, and Yun Hot Hai, which is soft shell crab. Now imagine this with a steaming hot bowl of rice and hot Chinese tea. Delicious. One of the reasons why I love Hong Kong dinners is the wide selection we can taste. I always look forward to having dinner with my family because there is always so much food to eat. It's not really common for us to eat one dish to ourselves. We would order a whole array of dishes for everyone to share.
Today we are in New China and I've got the owner, Peter, with me today. What is your inspiration behind New China?
Well, when I firstly opened a new China, my main purpose is try diversify the food varieties. And for example, the hot pot, people come here for hot pot. Why is that? It's cool, especially to the English guys. They never had this,
Yes.
They really sort of cooking themselves. It's very trendy. Very trendy. Only young guys. You get myself. Have you had try hot? What's that? Oh, yeah, that's good. They try something new. It's really the Chinese people. For example, Chinese students come to study UK. Hot pot will remain their home. Because they have that so many times.
So what would you say is the most popular broth that you've got here?
It's a very hot one. The hot one is very getting on. People like the hot. It's better now winter. Oh God, you have that. You're sweating. It's marvelous.
If you want to try some hot pot, New China is a great spot to go.
It's the group list for hot pot in Chinatown.
Also, on the previous topic of sharing dishes, hot pot is a communal social experience where you can cook together. There's one pot bubbling away in the middle with a flavourful soup base, which is then complemented by your own dipping sauce, my favourite part. I just love mixing the sauces. Alongside that, there's a vast selection of ingredients prepared such as spam, noodles, vegetables, fish balls, pretty much whatever you want. I always crave hot pot, but it's even better when you're cold and have the steam hit your face. It's just a really comforting meal that warms you up. Watching this is also making me wish I was having hot pot right this second.
Visit discoverhongkong.com for the best recommendations in Hong Kong, including shopping, events, and especially food.
Chinatown London is central London's transportive window into life in the Far East, a home away from home for many. Follow Chinatown London to discover a variety of East and Southeast Asian cuisines.